Why do survivors of domestic violence then sometimes go on to choose violent partners? Some people recall even praying for their home to be safe, but somehow we're here again. Welcome to the Cycle Breaker series with Dr. T. Today's cycle is domestic violence. This cycle happens not because people want this, but because the nervous system learns what love feels like before we ever learn what love means. And when love and violence grow up in the same home, they can start to look very similar. Let me explain. Insults start to feel normal, being yelled at is expected. Even control can start to feel like care or protection. And over time, things like emotional abuse, pushing, grabbing, violence of any kind can seem like something that's just part of the relationship. But if it's all bad, what makes people stay? Well, after the abuse usually comes the apologies, the vulnerable side, the this is the really me side, the I love yous, the part that makes it feel like all that other stuff was just temporary. This pattern is paired. We learn a very dangerous thing, that apologies only come after explosions, and that calm only comes after a major storm. And when this repeats enough times, the nervous system starts to expect it. That when you see turmoil, you can expect that love is going to follow. So sometimes we can be almost attracted to turmoil because that is what we have learned is our pathway to love. And this is not just a theory. People that have been exposed to domestic violence growing up are about 2 to 4 times as likely to end up in a relationship affected by domestic violence. But here's the trap. One day you realize you're in the relationship you once prayed to escape. So how do we stop this cycle? It starts with recognizing that something that feels familiar does not necessarily mean that it's healthy. You may be attracted to something that may not be necessarily good for you. If you've been in this cycle for a while, having relationships that are consistently calm might feel uncomfortable or boring in some way. But discomfort doesn't always mean wrong. It could mean that it's just different. You're just trying something new. So if you grew up around violence, it was never your fault. But repeating the cycle does not have to be your story. You're allowed to be loved without earning it through pain. You're allowed to experience love without the turmoil first. Healthy love doesn't feel like you're surviving something. And the moment you realize that, that's where the cycle can end with you.